Growing up in Sag Harbor, when I look back at it, was an ideal life. It really was. There weren't a lot of people. I don't think that we had the kind of trauma that we've got today in our lives. The agitation. Everybody seems to be on edge. I don't think people worried about it so much then. But nobody had any place to go, really. But it was an idealistic life, really, when I look back on it. I got to the point where I was no longer babysitting my two brothers. I didn't go anywhere without them until I was about 14. And then I started caddying. I got to be on my own for, that was the seventh heaven. And one was as different than the other as night as day. Ben was kind of a thief, but he was an easygoing guy. You have to watch out because he'd steal from me. And he stole from me quite often. Gene was a strict pain in the ass. I mean, his favorite expression was, "I'm telling." You know, if he thought I was overstepping my authority with him, or if he wanted to do something, I wouldn't let him do it. I'm telling. And he would.
I was in the United States Navy from 1942 to 1946. It was quite a change for me. I'd been used to family and home. It was the first time away from home. I had never been out of Sag Harbor in my life. And to me, I was seeing the world. And I was seeing all sorts of people outside of just local Sag Harbor folks. And I grew up. I guess that's the process of it. And I was very fortunate to the Navy for doing that for me. I reached my 18th birthday, and I was no longer constrained by my parents, although they liked to think they were going to keep me in Sag Harbor. I worked with my music teacher in the symphony orchestra to conjure up a letter to the United States Navy to see if I could get in the Navy band. And I sent a letter out in October, and I heard in November, believe it or not. So with that, the folks were kind of happy. They thought I'd be safe because the war was going on and all that. So I went and I took my audition, and I bombed out. They sent me to Washington, D.C. to electrical hydraulic school for 40 millimeter training on an aircraft carrier. In November, we set sail for the Pacific. There were 1,500 men aboard the ship. We were in Task Force 58 to support landing. And we had a tough time with the kamikazes day and night. We were in general quarters for 3 successive days, I remember this, around April 8, 9, and 10. And they were sending food up from us down in the mess hall, which was not very good after a while. The language on the guys was getting pretty bad. They really capped it off one night. One day they set us up old flapjacks that were 3 days old, slapped together with jam in between to keep us nourished. And I'll never forget the language I heard topside. I mean, the F word was just mild by comparison to some words you may hear around the topside. And we always had to contend with enemy aircraft trying to knock us out because they knew what we were there for. We were there to support the landings. I had a battery of 40 millimeters, yes. And incidentally, they're very loud. And two of these guys were married guys with kids. One of them was like in his 40s, and he had 5 kids. And here I am, I'm 19 years old, telling this guy what to do. And fortunately, he was a nice guy and went along with it. But that was quite an experience for me because I had never told anybody what to do anywhere before. But I was able, fortunately, to get along with people. War ended after they dropped the bomb in 1945. I feel gratitude to this nation, being able to serve. I served them and they served me well. They gave me an education, gave me responsibilities, and it gave me the contact with people that liked me, apparently. And it changed me personally, yeah. Then the war ended and I got discharged. I went back to Colgate under the GI Bill and served happily for 2.5 years and got my degree in political science. We think that we did everything right, but you have to look back and admit you make mistakes. The things that divide us now aren't as important as the problems that we had back in those days. The media has introduced something that is very mean-spirited and not well thought out.